All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The Chicago Bears find themselves in the catbird seat as they are slated to head into April's NFL draft in possession of the first overall pick, courtesy of last year's trade with the Carolina Panthers. And as always, the first overall pick is very important as a team is looking to reverse its fortunes, which is what the Bears have a golden opportunity to do. Now, the Bears have only had one winning season over the last 11 years, and you got to go back to 2010 to find the last time that they were able to win a playoff game. The Bears desperately need to get things turned around, and they have a chance in April's draft, being that they have two of the first nine picks. But the question is going to be, what are the Bears going to do? And is their current starting quarterback in this team's long-term plans? Now, in 2021, the Bears traded up in the first round to select quarterback Justin Fields. They actually moved up 9 spots in making the deal with the New York Giants, and in doing so, they gave up some draft capital, to the Giants, which included a first round pick in 2022, which was a top 10 pick. But things have not been well for the Bears or Fields, who in 38 starts in Chicago is just 10 and 28 with a completion percentage just over 60% with 40 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. Now, the Bears have an important decision to make on Fields. He's set to enter the fourth year of his rookie deal. And then, of course, there's an option on that contract for 2025. So the question is going to be, is Fields their guy, or will they use that selection, that first overall pick, on another quarterback? Most notably, or more probably going to be USC quarterback Caleb Williams, if that were to be the case. So you look at Justin Fields, and we can't dance around the floor on the fact that, you know what, in his 3 years in Chicago, it ain't been good. But at the same time, the Bears have not put a good team around Justin Fields. You look at it from a passing aspect, the Bears have been one of the worst passing teams in the NFL. But last season, part of that Carolina trade, they did pick up wide receiver DJ Moore. And over the second half of the season, once Justin Fields came back from the injury, he and DJ Moore did develop some chemistry on the field. And actually, DJ Moore did go over 1,000 yards receiving. That's something that the Bears did not have in 2022. The run game has not been there for Chicago either, because you look at it, and in each of the last two seasons, Justin Fields has been the Bears' leading rusher. And Justin Fields did that last season in spite of the fact that he still missed 4 games. So that just gives you an idea of the inability by the Chicago Bears to run the football. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because you think about it, Justin Fields, he's still on his rookie deal. He's set to earn peanuts here for 2024. And then next year in 2025, he does have a rookie option. Should the Bears or any other team decide to pick it up, where he's going to earn more than $25 million. So the Bears have to ask themselves, all right, are we going to commit to Justin Fields long term, or are we going to go out there and try it with Caleb Williams and try to trade Justin Fields and get something back for him? I'll tell you like this. Yes, the Bears took Justin Fields in the first round. Yes, they traded up to get him. They're not going to get the same value in return for Justin Fields. Honestly, I don't see a lot of teams out there currently in the National Football League that want or need Justin Fields. You look at it like this, one team that does leap off the screen to me is the Atlanta Falcons. But if you're the Falcons, do you want to get in a bidding war with yourselves? And the answer is going to be no. So if that's the case, what do? You're going to give up a mid to late round pick to get him. But at the same time, like I said before, the Bears have options, because if they want to go with Justin Fields, they could trade that first overall pick and get a lot back. Why? Because there's going to be a team out there that more than likely is going to be willing to trade up to take Caleb Williams or even possibly a Drake May, the quarterback out of North Carolina. So if you're the Bears, just for the sake of argument, if they did decide to go out there and make that trade, clearly they're going to get somebody's number one back for this year. They're going to get some mid-round picks, and they're also going to get at least one more first-round pick out of the deal, depending on how far that a team is willing to move up, and also depending how many teams would be interested and would it be a buyer's market for that pick. Now, in doing so, clearly you set yourself up to get more assets, more draft picks coming down the pike to, try to build your team. On the flip side, you look at it like this: the Bears went 7-10 last year. They missed out on that final wild card spot in the NFC by 2 games. They went 2-4 in the division, and this is becoming a very competitive division. We saw what Detroit did this year or this past season in getting to the NFC Championship game. Green Bay was a hot team going into the postseason, and of course, you can just ask the Dallas Cowboys about that. So, nonetheless, if you're the Bears, you need to find a way to keep up with the Joneses, if you will, in this division. Also, you have a head coach in Matt Eberflus. He's entering year 3 in Chicago. It hasn't been good so far. 3-14 in 2022, 7-10 last year. Eberflus definitely wants to try to finish with a winning record and get this team to the postseason. And if you're the Bears, you're 7-10. That's the record that you're coming off of for 2023. Do you feel that a Justin Fields led team can get you those additional 2 or 3 wins to get you to the postseason? Or do you feel it's going to be a Caleb Williams or somebody else that's going to get you over the hump? I don't know what the Bears are going to do. Okay. I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like, I have an insider information because I don't. But it's one of those. This decision is going to be something that is going to define the tenure of General Manager Ryan Poles in the Windy City, as well as the head coach Matt Eberflus, because I think Eberflus more than Poles, but this is going to be a make or break decision for him. Poles is already looking like a smart guy and trading down with the Carolina Panthers last year to allow them to get Bryce Young, because now you've got additional draft capital to work with, and you could possibly flip it around to get even more draft capital. But nonetheless, for Matt Eberflus, you definitely are going to be hinged by the decision by this franchise in the coming weeks. I'll tell you like this: Justin Fields has athletic ability, he has talent. Okay, and the Bears have not done right by him as far as the talent they've put around him, coaching as well as players. But on the flip side, I'm not going to sit up here and say that Justin Fields is blameless either. He has to play better. It's one of those where if the Bears do decide to pass on Caleb Williams and stick with Justin Fields, I guarantee you he's going to be under the microscope, especially in a big market like Chicago, nonetheless. But he's going to be attached at the hip with a guy like Caleb Williams, in spite of the fact that they're not even in the same draft class. But then also, getting back to his salary and that rookie option for 2025 at about 25 million. If you're the Bears, would you be willing to commit that money to Justin Fields, or would you want to start over with a Caleb Williams on his rookie deal, which would allow you to put more talent and pieces around him as well? It's a lot of X's and O's, a lot of finances. It's a lot of things that have to be, gone through on this decision, because clearly it's an important decision. We know that. And again, like I said before, it's a decision that is going to define the time and careers of both Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles in the Windy City. So if you're the Bears, clearly you've had some time to think about this. Coming down the stretch, we know that the Bears were, for the most part, out of it. That's when you take your time as a team to evaluate your young talent heading into the next season to see who's going to be there and who's not going to be there. And of course, since the season's ended, they've had about 6 or 7 weeks or so as well to try to figure things out. But nonetheless, the clock will start to tick soon as far as what the Bears want or don't want to do. If they want to move on from Justin Fields, there might be a couple of suitors. And clearly, everybody would then expect them to take Caleb Williams. But nonetheless, if they do decide to commit to Justin Fields for 2024 and beyond, like I said before, they're going to get a king's ransom back for that pick. It's just going to come down to the fact whether it's going to be Justin Fields or Caleb Williams. We don't know, but the time will be here sooner rather than later for them to figure out who is going to be the Bears starting quarterback in 2024. So, folks, that's going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out, drop a line to be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.